Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Another episode of Red Flags. About to challenge some more stuff from this past weekend. I'm one of your hosts, Yimika, and we have with me my other co-host, Seyi.
Yes, sir. Yeah, welcome back, guys. We have a lot to get into this week and limited recording time, so we'll just
Champions League is calling.
yeah for people that their teams play Champions League. Anyway, let's just get right into it. We'll be starting from the Premier League. Yeah, a couple of matches, couple of
solid,
results from the weekend.
solid weekend of ball. Definitely think it was a couple of good watches. Obviously started off with the Man City Newcastle game. Nice to see Man City drop some points.
Bro, they are going to struggle without Rodri. Like it's so clear. Like
But
they
but
will
again,
struggle
for
without the
me,
guy.
what I loved was it was a nice, not controversial, but a not a straightforward way in which they lost the game. So obviously they considered a penalty, and Gordon
Yeah.
put it away. City is very used to being on the receiving end of all these
That guy is
bullshit
one of
calls.
those guys that doesn't miss, right? That Anthony Gordon guy.
I think he's high up there in terms of conversion rates, but I won't call him a sure thing.
Not like Tony.
Is it Tony or is it Cold now? Cool.
Bro, iPhone Tony. iPhone
But
Tony.
Baba is still chilling in Saudi getting his dollars. But
Bro.
Arsenal also did their thing. I mean, obviously it was a very disgusting game because they came out to first half and then they just allowed. I mean, they didn't really allow because this first goal was kind of like a fluke goal, and then the equalizer was a stunning goal from Justin,
Yep.
stunning volley, like unstoppable. But this is the this is the mold that they are trying to develop. They want to ensure that they get the W regardless of it. You know, the City game, everybody was down because I guess we had sort of built this whole fighting spirit of being able to deliver regardless of the situation. So once again, we showcased ourselves. Kai with a lovely goal. Why I call it lovely because it's just E for effort. Like that guy always puts in 100% for the team. So for him to score, get an assist, I'm always behind him just because of the effort he puts in for the team. So lovely game. Nice drama at the end. The real hot game, obviously, was the Chelsea game. Did you watch that, Jay?
Not really. It was more in and out. It was more in and out for me, but yeah, like I saw all the Palmer goals. Like,
Okay, that
bruh,
was literally the highlight of the whole game.
bruh. Yeah, and another assist to Pepe, Man U fans, Jaden Sancho.
Sancho,
Like,
your
bruh,
boy has
bruh,
been on fire.
bruh.
To be honest, like,
I can't even lie. Like that guy has matched his United assist record or something like that. Like in just 3 games for Chelsea. Like,
but the craziest thing about this Sancho thing, like, if you watch Sancho play in Chelsea, he's
hmm
not playing a lot better than he was playing in Man U. Realistically, the
yeah, I
difference.
think he's playing better now.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at. Because again, he has people who are running, people who are also as enthusiastic to be on the score sheet and finish whatever chance or scrap opportunity he can create.
For sure.
Um, yeah. So yeah, Cole Palmer was definitely lit. Like nice kind of assist from the boy Jackson. Great finish with the penalty. Marvelous free kick. Um, but Brighton they came back for a little bit. They definitely rattled
I mean,
Chelsea.
they tried for sure. They tried. Like for me, yeah, like I still feel like Chelsea is enjoying a bit of a honeymoon.
Yeah,
I, f-
100%.
I feel that way, right?
So like my barber is a Chelsea fan, and the annoying part about it is that I was busy cutting my hair while the Chelsea and Arsenal game were going on. So
Yeah.
obviously the bias guy just put on the Chelsea game the whole time. I was just like so hyped about them scoring all these goals. But funny enough, the Arsenal game still ended up being as many goals. So I went back to him and I was like, this like we can score too. But again, yeah, you just flashed it up, but like there was some drama. Do you want to talk us through in terms of these RFs?
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I think we have to just put refs in the discussion again, right? Because I mean, we all know what happened like in the previous game week, right? And here we are again with refs being at the center of results. Like, yes, we're not going to we're not going to dwell too much on the refs um performance against Manchester for the Man United against Spurs game, right? Because whether he gave Bruno that red or not, United looked like they were going to lose that game, right? But we can't not just talk about how they have been carrying out their business, and I don't think it's coincidence that for some reason, like refs are no longer allowed to take up foreign refing gigs in the UAE like they have done in the past, right? Like, so I have this from Martin Ziegler here that says top referees in England have effectively been stopped from officiating in matches in Gulf states and other domestic leagues after controversy over the lucrative sideline blew up last year. Like,
It's only now. It's only now that they're caught that that's when they start.
only in England can that be an issue. Like, is what I'll say, right? Only in England can that be an issue. But I don't think we should. I don't think they deserve us spending too much time talking about
No, but
them.
you definitely have to call out
But
the situation again, the the inconsistency, which was what I was articulating the last episode about
yeah,
this whole delaying of game. I think the
yeah,
take
the
this
Ndidi
one
one,
was,
yeah,
yeah, the Ndidi from the Arsenal game on a yellow card. Ndidi decides to roll the ball out of
yeah.
bounds,
And then Demo
and
Gallagher goes out and says, "Yeah, if we give a card for that, then you're going to have a lot of players getting sent to the sidelines or something like that." Yeah, I
it's
know,
like, then
I know.
why did you
But
guys
when it's Arsenal,
create
like
all
they are
these?
very quick. That guy couldn't bring out the red card quick enough. Like
And he was one
when
of
he
the
was
people who also
concerned. I know,
commented and said, "Oh, it was
I
a
know.
foul. He should have known. He knows the rule." Like, which one is it? Is that we know the rule, or we can't change the way the game is
Yeah.
impacting the game? Like, I don't know. There's just too much confusion. But regardless, we didn't need it to get the W. It's all good. It's all fine. Like, we know there's agenda against Arsenal, but we'll continue to persevere.
May the Lord be with us all, because last everybody go collect. It's just this is just week 6, right? Don't worry, long season, 32 more games. Ah, the
But
man
you're
of
about to say
power.
that also Bruno's card has been overturned, right?
Yeah, yeah. Bruno's card has been overturned, and I find that one interesting because I mean, these are people that find it difficult to admit wrongdoing, right? People were really complaining about how VAR didn't even ask him to look at the monitor, blah blah blah. Like, I mean, I get all that, but like these people don't admit wrongdoing without like you putting them under pressure. Or maybe like I know Arsenal have written formally to PGMOL in the past,
Yeah,
like
listen.
yeah, like but these guys can quietly overturn a 3 game ban, right? Well, I'm not complaining. My player is available for the next 3 games, so
Yeah,
I
we
guess
won't go into depth about VR, but again, I highlighted how in Italy that whole VR procedure is like a lot more efficient and a lot less drama filled. It's just, I think the Prem is very much a drama seeking league. So whatever can create drama, whether it's good or bad, like they're going to lean into it and continue to sort of make irrational decisions around those. But no, let's talk a little bit about the bald man in front of us.
yeah, like we can't not, right? He's the big topic of discussion for me this weekend from the Premier League, and um, that is for obvious reasons, right? Like Manchester United lost 3-0 against Tottenham at Old Trafford. Manchester United's second 3-0 loss at Old Trafford in the Premier League. We've played 6 games, guys. 6 games, and we've lost 3-0 twice to Liverpool and Tottenham at Old Trafford. We could not beat FC 20 at Old Trafford. FC 20, guys. I don't even think they won the Dutch league. Yeah, I mean they're the Europa League, right? So they couldn't have won the Dutch league.
I was seeing this crazy stat where it was like, um, basically Ten Hag has the most, I think 5-3-0 losses in Old Trafford.
Bro,
Ferguson had like five over like 550
Ten Hag is the one
something
that has
games.
Ten Hag has 7-0. Ten Hag has five. Liverpool have beaten us 7-0. Liverpool beat us 5-0 as well. Like, bro, like the bad stats like that you can attribute to Ten Hag, like it's crazy. It's crazy how like he's still in the job. Like, and
No,
yes, I'm not here to like support the ETH out brigade, right? But at the same time, I'm not here to also like put all the blame on the manager because like I don't like I know he has his own beats, right? That has to be attributed to him. Like he's the coach, he's the head coach, he's responsible for what we see out there on the pitch, right? But I feel like a lot of these bad performances are just being swept under. Oh, Erik Ten Hag is bad. The setup is bad. There's no identity. Like these guys are professionals too, bro. Like I was on Twitter and I read this quote from was it Andy Meeton where he said so for those who don't know, Andy Meeton is like a reputable Manchester United journalist, right? I think he works with the Athletic as well, and he has his own like United Stand podcast. So his opinion is very highly respected in football business, right? So yeah, he said there's this quote like he said he spoke to some players an hour after the FA Cup, right? And it was off the record, but players did not support him and players did not call for him to get sacked. And the general consensus was players did not agree with what the coach is asking them to do. And I'm sorry, everybody has a day job. Everybody has a manager that they are reporting to. I mean, other than maybe like people who run their own businesses, right? Like you can't always like what you are assigned. Like you can't always like your assignments. You can't always like what project you are asked to work on. But that is what you are paid to do. The least you can do is like do it. Is is the point I'm trying to make here. Like I have watched these last two games, right? 90 minutes of the last two games. And yes, there's so much that can be said about oh, Ten Hag is not putting players in the best setup to bring out their best attributes or to bring out their strengths, right? But you are not high school players. You are professional footballers. This is you are not playing in your backyard, right? Like there is a certain floor that you should not go beyond. Like there
so
is a
say,
minimum. There's a minimum.
see,
No,
see.
let me. I don't want to like talk for too long, right? So that I don't like lose my train of thought. Like just you should like I expect a certain level of effort from players, and like I don't think it's a change of manager that is going to solve that, right? I'm going to point to what Ineos said, right, when they came and took over, right? They spoke about creating an environment, right, for an environment for like success, right? It's an environment where like ultimately like success will come, right? And I feel like two things can be correct. The manager can be bad, and the players too can step up. I feel like those two things can be correct because, like, yes, you say people will say, "Oh, yes, the players are not purposely downing tools," like, but is there a is there a system of accountability? Like, has anybody above the manager, like just burst into the dressing room after one result and just lambasted them and said to them, like in clear terms, even if the manager goes, you guys out there on the pitch are playing for your futures. And if you do not perform to a certain level, you are gone as well. Like,
Again, Shay, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off
no, I'm
because
done.
again,
I'm done. That's really what me I
I
wanted
th-
to.
I think from an Arsenal fan, right? We've
Mm,
gone through years of very mediocre football. Like we had the whole Wenger out situation where we were flying banners and everything like that.
yes, sir.
And a lot of it was based around this whole concept of there's a standard of what the club should be achieving, and there's a belief that if we're not reaching that level, then it's a situation where it's either the manager needs to leave or the players are not giving enough for to accomplish that level of that standard of footballing excellence. And what I've had to learn through this whole process of Arteta, and even when he came in to how it is right now, it's more of getting players to buy into a mindset or into a way of working. And my biggest issue is that there isn't a way of working that Ten Hag is pushing. It's only just when Manchester United we should perform. He's a little bit too delusional for me to consider him a good coach, because where he should be the one sort of talking about how the players are not performing up to things, he's still highlighting that they created many chances, you know, things that are, yes, they happened within the game, but that isn't the sort of key messaging that you want to share. If you haven't performed, if you've lost 3-0, it doesn't matter about what chances were created. You weren't good enough. That's
So
the message.
you see that, yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that, and that's why I also feel like um Ten Hag not being fired in the summer and still being in the job right now is Ineos's way of like ensuring themselves and not being um attributed with like the failure, right? Like
No, no, I get.
that way of working that you're talking about, that way of being that you say like like Arsenal like had to change over time, right? With Arteta and the new, like just the way Arsenal has been transformed over the years, right? Like I get that, but I still feel like these people are trying to um say like stabilize things before making that coaching change. I don't know.
But that's where I'm trying to explain to you that that whole concept doesn't work out. Even if you look at Chelsea right now, right? Chelsea has been doing both of them at the same time, but they are still yielding a better result from. They've invested way more than you guys. But again, the point I'm just trying to make is that one doesn't come before the other. You don't build the perfect system that enables a coach to become like Pep. It's not that way. It's kind of like you are tweaking the system. Because even us, when we're going through our development, like we fired like three, no, we fired one head of football director, another one resigned. So it keeps going. Like even if you're establishing a good structure, the right person is not necessarily sort of like Jesus Christ that just lands and saves everything. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of like a Man U concept that you guys have been running. 1 second. And the
I
thing
get
that
you. I get
the
you.
thing
I
the
get
thing
you.
the thing that I feel again that is really bad about Ten Hag is that he can no longer say that these are not his players. The club has backed him with over 600 million. He's gotten brought in 16 players, and he's still not been able to put forward a style of play where you say like, okay, this is what Man is going to do. Man is going to either have a low block and not allow anybody score, or Man is going to play tiki taka and going to pass through everybody, or Man is going to play it long. Like all these players seem to be like mishmash of like different styles of football that the only parallel or the only logical conclusion that you can say is either they're Dutch or Dutch related. They've played in the Dutch league. That's about it. They're either Dutch players, they played in the Dutch league, or yeah, that's it. That's literally it. I think Casemiro is literally the only person that's outside of the anomaly. But everything has been
Exactly.
like I just know that my Dutch players were good. When I was in Ajax, I was good. So this player should work here. But you're not even like the Anthony. He's not playing Anthony the way Anthony used to play in Ajax. They're not playing like they were playing in Ajax. So
because they
again, it's
can't.
like exactly, which is where I come back to ETH of not having any philosophy, no
Yeah,
footballing
but
philosophy.
bro, like that's the thing. Like that is part of what these new
No,
guys
that is it.
are coming to
That
do,
is
right?
it.
That's part of what they are coming. That's part
No,
of what they've come to implement.
you're,
But like you can't
you're,
expect it to happen in one window.
no, your
The problem
footballing
is that it's his third year. Like
your footballing philosophy is not dictated by off the field or director of football and things like that. It's the coach that drills the players that have brought in. Those guys are supposed to bring in the players to listen to what the coach is drilling them. If you take any of
yes,
these
it's the
players
coach
and you
that's
put
putting
them,
them on the
hold
field,
on.
right?
Hold on, if you take any of these players, you put them into Man City, like Casemiro, you put Casemiro to Man City, you think he was Rodri again
Okay.
because Pep will drill Casemiro to play a certain style of football, and Casemiro aligned to that football. He's like you said, these are professionals. They know how to play football, but what they need is a clear understanding of what is the football that they are trying to execute. Football is not one general template of you pass, and you score. No, there are
So,
different
so
tactics within them.
in a summary of what you are saying is like you feel like maybe his instructions might not be like
I don't know if it's
fitting him,
instructions.
or like they're
I don't
not
know
they're
if
not
it's
they're not getting
teachings.
what he's trying to
I
do.
don't know if it's principles, but the point I'm just trying to say is that there is no distinct style of play when you come to Manchester United and say Manchester United is going to play like this. You guys have won the low
Well,
block game.
but
You guys have won
I agree,
counter-attacking the ball.
I agree with that. But there are people who will tell you that is not true. I agree with
No,
what you just
I
said, but I'm
don't
saying
think
there are people who will
anybody.
tell
I
you,
don't think anybody who actually I respect footballing opinion would tell you that. I think everybody has a perspective, but not every perspective is relevant or is worth my time or investing or me caring about what they're saying. The truth about it is very simple, bro. Like even this Arnold slots, like you can at least see what they are trying to play. What is it, the tactic that they're trying to play with, bro? Like other than the wingers, like your Garnacho and your Ahmad. There's no consistent style of play, bro. Everybody's just doing whatever they want.
you just said it. Like you just heard yourself. Like you went round and came back and said everybody is just doing what they want.
Yeah, but that's down to the coach. Like if you're not doing what you should be doing, then like I've got to take you off. I've got to take you off. I can't keep playing you. I can't keep
Bro,
playing
like
that rubbish style of play.
I don't think it should be like that. Like I don't think players should be doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't just be like, don't you guys even have like some s- sense of pride, sense of self-respect? Like
See,
it's
that's
almost like
exactly where. See,
I don't want to
I'm
go
sorry.
round. I don't
Sorry.
want to go around
No,
the
I'm
game.
sorry.
Like
I'm
I
sorry.
don't
I'm
want to
sorry.
go around the
I'm sorry.
game.
We're not going to go around the game because this is very simple. Football is a job to these guys. You're out here being emotional as a fan. You're not being paid to be a fan. They are being paid to play. So if they are being paid and they're doing nothing and they're still getting paid, then you're out here saying that they should have pride in what they're doing. Bro, there are many times where you go to work and you just do the bare minimum just so you can get a paycheck. These are human
So
beings too.
so you don't think it's an accountability thing,
No,
or do you not think it's an accountability thing?
again, even when you are doing the bare minimum of your job or you're just doing what is required, Baba, some people are still getting promoted. Some people are still getting highlighted as the best in class within the team. It is the standard of those in leadership, and that's why I'm pointing to Ten Hag. You can't start. It's like saying, I manage a data science team, and then you want to start pointing at the CEO as the reason why my data science team is not performing.
Okay,
Ten Hag is the
so
one managing the team
so
on
do
the
you
ground. Don't
so
worry about what the director
the
of
reason
football is
why
doing.
I don't think the buck should then stop at the manager is because like if it's about the manager, we've changed Moyes. Don't cut me, don't cut me short. Moyes is even too far. We've changed Jose, we've changed Oli. Ranick came to do his 6 months, then Ten Hag, right? And and then what? Like,
No, but
if a
I'm
new manager
agreeing.
comes in now, the
I'm
players can
agreeing with
decide,
you.
oh, we feel like playing, and then they
I'm
play.
I'm agreeing with you that there's obviously been a systemic issue
Like
with
that's
Manchester
why
United.
like
No, but you
is the
guys,
people, it is the people that is literally why Ineos came. Like all the talk was about creating environment. I am waiting for that environment to be created. I'm saying it goes beyond just Ten Hag. Ten Hag can be sacked tomorrow, but that environment needs to be created.
bro,
That
if
environment needs to be
and
there.
again, I still think that Ineos has done what they should do in terms of hiring people,
Yeah,
creating the proper structure. You guys are
yeah,
no longer doing this whole very much come and retire ex-player retirement plan, come into
yes.
senior leadership position. They're actually getting
And
people of quality.
okay, and then like incremental progress, right?
Yeah, but
You're not going to see the results. Like, why do you think like the results are just going to immediately show up on the pitch? Like, why?
because on the pitch, the reason why I should show up on the pitch, and I'm not talking about like outcome. Man, you should win. Man, you should dominate games. Man, you should blow out teams. Man, you should play a specific style of football that looks like it has the potential to be successful. There is no way Van de Ven busting through your whole fucking
So so so
your whole
so
midfield stroke defense
that is the part
is a
that is the
proper
part where
style
the
of play.
manager is being held accountable for, right?
Yeah, yeah, and those are some of the players that he brought in. Your Delete, who is not your Maserati. Those were two new
This
signings
person
that
on Maserati go for
whatever now,
like pity the guy,
Mazraoui.
pity the guy, pity
these
the
are
guy.
these are two of his prime time signings this season, where
Mm-hmm.
they have come in and they have underperformed in the role. Ugati was also part of those guys that were looking lost, like lost in the pitch. So again, who do
Bro,
you want to
honestly,
blame? You
man,
want to go and
honestly,
start blaming the
did
director
you
of
watch the
football?
Tottenham game? Did you watch the Tottenham game?
I watched some of it, not the whole game.
Did you see how these guys couldn't string passes together? Did you see how like someone would literally be standing 5, 6 yards away from you and you try to pass to him, ball goes out to throw him? Did you see those things happen in the game? Like,
But
bro, honestly, man, like I'm telling you, like I don't know why people don't want to see it, but guy, I see, like that. Like last season, I was not watching Man U games, right? And I told myself this season, as long as I'm home, as long as I'm available, I'm watching the game so that nobody will come and tell me anything. Because people like to use all these their stats and extra analysis to bamboozle me. I'm not interested. I'm interested in what I'm seeing. And like, bro, yes, Ten Hag has his fault. Yes, Ten Hag may not be the best guy to coach this team. Yes, park that one aside is all I'm saying. Like, if you sack him today, is it going to solve what we are seeing on the pitch? I don't think so. Is all. Personally, like just to end this, right? Because we've used a lot of time to talk about United, and it pains my heart. I don't enjoy watching ball because of these guys, right? Like I don't think it's going to be here next season. Whatever, how
I don't think
wherever
it's
we
going to be
finish
here
in the
past
league,
Christmas.
I don't think it's going to be no. Like, cause I really do feel like these guys are like trying to buy themselves time, and I don't like even if he gets fired like during the season, maybe like the whole like everybody says like Van Nistelrooy was brought in like so that he will be interim when Ten Hag goes, fine, right? But I don't think he gets the job full time. Like I think
So
they
so
are
so
trying
so,
to replace him with like a proper top guy.
so my whole take, and this is my own final take, bro.
Yeah.
If Ten Hag was actively working towards making Manchester United, he would not be part of the mechanism of making excuse of poor performances that you've highlighted. Simple things like not being able to make passes successfully, create build-up plays, and be aware of people's positioning and how to best defend and guard their goal. Right? He would not be complicit in the in the process of hiding their poor performances. He will be the one raising the flags and talking about whether it's directly calling out people or in a subtle manner,
My
sort of
guy,
saying that we need to
we
improve,
don't did this.
improve.
We don't did this matter for years.
No, so then that's why again for
Mourinho
me,
was the wicked guy. He got fired. Oli
no, no,
was the
no, no,
nice guy. They say he was too nice.
Shay,
Like
hold on.
so,
All
like
I'm
it's
just,
fine. It's fine. Just finish. Just finish. Just finish.
all I'm just
I
trying
want
to
to move on. I want to move on.
I'm just talking about Ten Hag. I can't talk about the past because again, like you said, Ineos has come in and they've tried to implement new styles of play. Him as a footballing coach, right? He is very complicit because he is someone that doesn't seem to have a standard, and that showcases on the pitch. That's it.
I agree with that. I actually agree with that. I agree with that. Anyway, like, would that be all? Like, Ten Hag in or
Yes,
out?
that's all.
In or
He's,
out, guy? He did not
he's
give
definitely
us,
out. He's definitely out. Like there's no question about that, bro.
bro. Like, I
I
don't
mean,
like,
be in.
bro.
Like
I don't see how it lasts. Honestly, like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, I don't see things changing. So I really don't see how. I don't see how it lasts.
my
Right?
driving
I don't see how
instructor
it
is a
lasts.
Man U fan, and he was just like,
Bro, I need things to change, right? And
he
like,
was like, he needs the coach to go and he needs the keeper to go. I was like, is it just the keeper,
bro, the guy has even been trying this season. I won't even lie. Like Onana hasn't been bad. Like
bro?
last season, I know I definitely saw worse from Onana, man. Anyway, moving on from Ten Hag and United's woes, like Premier League clubs agreed to close the window early on August 15 before the start of the Premier League next season. Like they've done this before. I really don't see how it makes any sense because what we'll get is people signing players from Premier League teams, and Premier League teams cannot react to those sales by bringing in their own players. So
Again, like the Prem always likes to believe that they can drive European football, like they can dictate the path of how European football should
uh,
be. But this is the truth
I
about
don't
when it
get
comes
it.
to the transfer window. First of
Yeah.
all, a lot of talent is actually being um it's like it's being gotten from outside leagues into the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So you would want to balance those two so that there's a clear in and out flow. Because most times you find out Premier League sign and then they wait to the last minute to be able to sell their players because they're overpaid, and a lot of teams don't want to pay those same type of fees. But again, they'll learn. I know my team is going to definitely suffer because we're one of those people that like to act very late into the transfer window. So we'll learn. I don't even know why we yeah, we'll just learn.
Anyway, okay. So moving on to notable results around Europe. For me, I watched the Atleti versus Real Madrid game. Um, yeah, it wasn't a great watch. It was a football match. It was Madrid derby. Ended 1-1. Militao scored for Real Madrid, and I think Korea scored for Atletico. Um, yeah, it wasn't great. Um, I don't I don't think I'm officially changing my stance on looking forward to the Clasico. Yeah, Barca have too many injuries to deal with. I don't think that game is going to be that interesting to watch. Real Madrid unfortunately couldn't close the gap at the top of La Liga because Barca lost, I think, over the weekend. Juventus are still yet to concede a goal in this area, although they remain second to Napoli, who is top of the table. Yeah, Napoli are playing some nice stuff. Well, Conte, we know him, serial winner. Um, we'll see how long this lasts. He
Facts.
might win it, he might not. I don't know. I can't really say yet. I'll give this area a bit more time to like take shape before I call out who I think will win that. Yeah. And okay, I watched the Bundesliga game between Bayern and Leverkusen over the weekend. Yeah, that game. it was good football on display. Like there was good football on display, but as a spectacle, I'll say yeah, I wasn't very impressed. I wasn't like a game between Company and Alonso. I was expecting fireworks, but
No, I
yeah,
mean the first half was decent, but like you said, the game just tapered, and realistically, like there wasn't a lot of like back and forth. Both teams
yeah.
were pretty
I
conservative.
just felt like at some point, like both teams just decided to like calm down. Nobody wanted to lose. Nobody wanted to
Yeah.
take extra risk. Like no one wanted to end up being the loser of the game, basically. So yeah, that's how that game went. Um, did you watch any games?
No, I think those are
Yeah,
the main games. To be honest, even a good segue to what we're switching on to, it was football that I sort of caught a couple of games, and um yeah, we can switch over to that.
yeah.
American football talking about, not
So the NFL. Um, I guess it kind of makes sense for us to start with the Thursday night football games since we're talking about dead games. Yeah, the Cowboys got their seventh straight win over the New York Giants, division rivals in the NFC East. Cowboys won the game 20-15. Yeah, it was a game of football. That was really all that can be said about the game. Like it
actually,
wasn't
no, you can just talk about maybe.
it wasn't that great to watch. Yeah, Dak 22 of 27 passing for 212 yards, two touchdowns, no interception. Daniel Jones 29 or 40 passing for 281, no touchdowns, he threw an interception. Yeah, well, I mean, it was the like a
The
Hail Mary
picture.
play at the end of the game, with like 5 seconds left. Like, so we won't really vex for him too much. But I think it's interesting that at the end of the game, it was announced that they will be benching Daniel Jones. Um, I'm
But
not
then again,
surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that really.
no,
You were
no,
saying
no, not
something.
at all. Not at all. No, I was just saying like the picture they have here with this guy like intercepting the ball, like this guy is like literally flat out
Yeah, I
trying
mean,
to
like
catch the ball.
he
Like it's
threw it into double coverage.
nah.
No surprises there really. Like he threw it into double coverage. So yeah, um, the the Giants have a better O line now. Like there are more weapons, right? They've lost Saquon, and I won't lie, they used the money well, right? But if Singletary is your primary running back, I don't know how I don't know how like I don't know how you are going to expect like how do you expect to actually get anything out of your season? Like the Cowboys issues defending against the run, right, are very well known, and the Giants averaged 1.1 yards per carry from 24 carries. Like,
But
come on.
again, this is like what is the Giants record right now? Do you know?
I think they're 1-3. I think they're one
Yeah,
and three
this is a
now, and the
team
Cowboys
prime
are
for
two
like
and two.
top five picks. So I think that's the style that's the mode that they want to go with. You are going to bench Daniel Jones, you're going to tank, you get a high pick, they might go quarterback again, and then maybe start to fix like their running game with the second, third round kind of situation. But again, this is really not a team or a game that we should spend too much time on.
Yeah, for
If
sure. I
Cowboys
agree.
didn't win, that would still not be news. If Giants won, still not be news.
But I'll say like one question though, like, do you think there's anything the Cowboys can do to prove that they can be Super Bowl contenders this season? Like, is there
No,
anything?
bro, like there's you see the thing about being a Super Bowl, I won't even use the word contender because everybody's a contender until they're not,
Bro, the
right?
Giants are not a contender.
No, I mean
The
obviously like
Panthers are not a contender.
yeah, going to the playoffs, that kind of situation. Like when the Eagles went to the last Super Bowl, like they snuck into the playoffs kind of situation. Like although they were one of the highly ranked, like Dallas was on top of them, so they were like they had to play the wild card game and everything like that. My point is being a Super Bowl contender is just like a process. To get to the Super Bowl, right, is a mindset, it's a
Yeah,
mentality. And that's what Dallas has always never had. Always been in the limelight. Us talking about them right now, that's what Dallas lives off. And I'm saying, like, a team that actually makes it to there are the ones that are just doing the work and quiet and just making sure that they get what they need to get done. I mean, obviously, recently we've been doing a lot of hype with Kansas because they've been consistent like that.
yeah.
And before that, that was the Patriots who had always going into like Super Bowls guaranteed. But the way the NFL works is like there's one dominant team, and there are like contenders that happen on like a ad hoc basis. This season, maybe next season is somebody else. That kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
The person who's going, we all know that the one shining star, and I called the game when I told you that, bro, they'll still win. It's Kansas right now. So everybody else right now, they are contenders. They're just hoping to build that mentality where they can be consistent for a series of games, actually closer towards the end of the season than it is right now. So right now it's just like fixing things, getting yourself more consistent and understanding what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. But to talk about this is Super Bowl destined, that's what Dallas lives off. That's the hype because they need all that shit to sell jerseys to
Bro,
make their
that's
franchise
what Jerry
more
sells to
valuable
the
and all of
fans.
that.
Like he sells that Super Bowl hope.
No,
This is
it's
the
not.
year. This is the year. This is the year.
We don't
My guy,
we don't buy
it's
that.
never the year. Like
I've been trying to
my
explain to
wife
you
was
guys
not
that this
born the last time. The last time Dallas won the Super Bowl.
I've been trying to explain to you guys that this guy she is a Dallas fan. Left to me, there will be zero segment about that Dallas
Baba, now you they
until
drag
the
the call. I
playoffs.
asked a simple question. Is you is you that went? It's
Like I
you that
said,
went.
there shouldn't
This is
even be a
America's team,
segment.
guy.
There shouldn't even be a
We will
segment
be
on
doing
Dallas.
them a
Okay,
disservice
next one.
talk
Next segment.
about if we don't
Next
talk
segment.
about the Cowboys.
I'm not
Anyway,
playing us now.
ah, lots of games on Sunday and yeah, the Monday night games as well. So I think we can just look through some of the results from Sunday.
Steelers Colts was a good one. Kind of
Yeah,
tragic that the Steelers lost.
I definitely enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed the Steelers calls. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate the Justin Fields honeymoon is over now, as the Steelers have now lost. Um,
Just Jets lost on a game game winning field goal, and Rogers is definitely pissed about that. Um,
yeah. That game, I don't know. I don't know. Like it was like I wouldn't say Rogers was bad, but it was more on the like penalties. I blame the penalties for that Jets loss actually. Like the Jets were not bad other than the penalties, and I think like that's what Rogers was alluding to in that press conference where he said like people need to actually be held accountable for like those mistakes because Robert Salah was trying to like blame it on the cadence, and yeah, I will be the first person to defend Aaron Rodgers any day. Like that cadence thing is not the problem. Like, please, I'm sure they practice that thing 1 million times a day, anytime they're in practice. So it can't be that. Like people need to don't jump the gun, guy. Like how you could get backed up for false start, like from 4th and 1, like you get backed up for a false start and you have to kick. And like, come on, like
but yeah, let's even talk about the biggest L from the weekend.
yeah, your boys, yeah, your boys. I'll let you go, and I'll use
No,
this. I'll use this.
there's no there's no
CJ,
anyhow, the Eagles did not have their starting wide receivers, AJ Brown. Uh
excuses. I'm kidding.
no,
I'm
no
kidding. I'm kidding.
excuses.
I'm kidding.
I'm
I'm kidding.
saying
I'm
like
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
but also you might want to change the banner too. They they underperformed. Jalen Hurts has shown that he's really, really inconsistent with his play. That's really like one of the highlights of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but again, like my whole take on the Eagles this season was more about let's see how they're going to play. Let's see how they're going to get through. And the Eagles are very much a rhythm situation. If they don't get into rhythm, we shall know we're going into the same. I won't call it tanking situation, but like they're going to be like a mid tier draft picking team next season. We're going to figure out the coach. Mixariani has been having a lot of issue with the quarterback. I just there's not a lot of positivity to say, and there's not a lot of solutions to be sort of pointed at. You just have to go through the process, and it's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so I mean, to be fair, like that wide receiver room, like I don't know how many people can win with like the amount
No,
of
we talked about this, and
bro.
I
Like you
explained to you
said,
that
bro, the Chiefs
a
played against
quarterback.
calm
No, the,
down.
the
You
the
spoke
Chiefs.
now. You
No, but
spoke.
I'm still saying like you're going to talk about the Chiefs and who they played.
Yes.
That's not even the point. The point is that before all those wide receivers, your Rice, your whatever, the new rookie they just drafted, bro, they had.
You do realize it's not your offense that swallowed 33 points, right?
No, I know this, but at the same time, there
Exactly.
were many times where this guy was throwing picks. They were fumbles of the ball, putting them into tough defensive situations. That's like
Yes.
if you're going to the middle of the field and you're kicking it, you're punting it to their own um goal line, and they're having to drive all the way. If they drove all the way for all those 33 points, I would be the one saying it's the defense issue. But there were many times they were starting on the Eagle side of the field.
Okay, so just to bring up part of last week's conversation, are we going to agree now that Jalen Hurts is a turnover machine?
Again, I don't know because there are a lot of things that are not consistent with Jalen Hurts now. Everybody talked about last season being an anomaly because the season when they went to the Super Bowl, he was the one that had the least turnovers in the NFL. So is that season the anomaly? Is this last season, the past season that just went by, where he was the most in turnover, the true Jalen Hurts? Nobody knows because there's a lot of uncertainty with the coach and him.
Okay, okay,
I'm not in the room. I don't know what's going on. You're not in the room. You don't know what's going on. So I can't
yes,
call it.
yeah, no problem. It's a
All
long
right,
season. It's a long
next
season.
next segment,
Is it
please.
no,
Thank
no?
you.
Come on, like
Thank you.
staying in the NFC East. Like we have to shout out the Commanders. Their 42-14 victory over the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, Jaden Daniels,
But
that
this
guy, we
yeah,
have to we have to
Daniels is
shout out
he's
Jaden
definitely legit. He's
Daniels.
definitely legit.
Please.
He's probably even better than Caleb. But the point I'm just trying to make,
Mm-hmm.
their offensive coordinator Clint Killsbury.
Cliff
Any
Kingsbury. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cliff
the guy
Kingsbury.
was the Cardinals head coach a while ago
Yeah.
when they first drafted Kyler Murray and
Mm-hmm.
didn't really do well because him and Murray like always didn't get along. But I- oftentimes, when you see um, an offensive coordinator who's really like good and plays like he's coaching within a good team, you see their quarterback like do well. That's what's happened with Jalen Hurts. Like our own offensive coordinator was really good. He helped Jalen Hurts play towards his strengths. Once he left, there was a decline and a lot of situations like that. Sometimes those guys go and they don't work out, which is kind of like the tragedy about some of these situations because they might just be a good offensive coordinator that needs
Yeah,
to work
that's why
within.
I think this Cliff Kingsbury guy. That's why I think he is like. I don't think he's a very like. I don't think. I mean, you never know, right? But for sure, he seems to be very good, like OC, and he's good with the quarterback as well. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, 26 of 30 for 233 yards, um, one passing touchdown, one rushing touchdown. Yeah, for a rookie who has played just four NFL games, I think his percentage is up there with like the highest. I think he's on 82% completion percentage at this time. And the Commanders surprisingly sit at the top of the NFC East division with their 3-1 record. Do you think they have a chance, like from what you've seen so far, like to actually win that division?
Say that one more
I'm
time
asking,
again, please.
like the Commanders, they have a 3-1 record at the moment after 4 games. Your Eagles 2-2, Cowboys 2-2, Giants 1-3. So Commanders are on top. Do you think they will win the division? Like, do you think they can win the division from what you've seen so far?
No, I think that division has historically been one of the most competitive in terms of not being consistent in terms of who's on top.
Mm-hmm.
So again, football is about like portions of the season. This is the early part of the season. Some people go on runs, they sort of tank, fall off on the end. Some people start slow, they sort of go on runs in the middle of it. So I can't call it right now. The Commanders are obviously looking better, but they have a lot that they need to sort of situate before I can say one or the other. So I'm saying politely, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So Monday night, we had the Titans, Titans Dolphins. Um, yeah, that was a very weird route of the Miami Dolphins. Titans won the game 31-12, and the Lions beat the Seahawks 42-29. Um, I'm just
Perfect
going to
game
go.
from golf.
I'm just going to go out and call it right. Like, yeah, Jared Goff was spectacular. Lions win the NFC for me. Like, the 49ers won last year, and this season they have been without their star running back Christian McCaffrey, and they just confirmed he has Achilles tendonitis in both his legs. I don't know if, like, people are not even sure if he's ever going to come back from that. Like, I really don't know what to say about the 49ers. I mean, they won this weekend, but I mean, they played the Patriots. They're not that great.
Again, for me, I have no. I don't think anybody has given me any clear indication of what they are going to be down in by week 12. Like
For
realistically,
me,
right
like,
now,
well, maybe I'll have a. I don't even think the Cowboys are a good judge of it. I think they play the Cowboys in the next 2 weeks from now, right? 2 games from now. The Lions will play the Cowboys, and I expect the Lions to beat the Cowboys. But I'm just saying, like, if they comfortably beat the Cowboys, I don't see anyone stopping them really in the NFC,
but I mean, hot take like
because
the
they were good last year. They were good last year, and they, to me, seem to even be like, they seem to have taken it a step further this season so far, right?
That's what I was about to say. Like it seems like the deal for Goff and Stafford because again they got some picks too. Like that has really
Mm-hmm.
worked out well for I would say both franchises because the Rams got their own Super Bowl, but I'm seeing the Lions are now picking up because I always thought Jared Goff was a really good quarterback. He came in when the
Yeah.
Eagles drafted Carson Wentz, who was our quarterback in long before Jalen Hurts. So I always thought he was really good, really consistent, a short guy. But I think it was like the right system, the right sort of balance between run and play, run and passing that he needed. And that's why, him having this perfect game is like a clear example because
I
their
really, I
their
really
their
like
run
their coach too, Dan Campbell.
their running back was coming hard. Yeah, and that guy he went through it. He went through it. It's like he started off not seeming to get anything right, but he was this is one of the people that sorry to pivot from where we were beforehand that Ten Hag can learn about. He was positive. He was positive about what he's trying to build, but he was realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Positivity and realism, like they don't they're not opposite. They don't conflict each other. They're supposed to go work in parallel. Like they cannot become one. You have to be um positive, but at the same time, you have to be realistic about things that you need to improve on and where you need to be better at. So he did that, and his team are showing that, and they were consistent in the draft. Again, getting the good structure above the coach and all that shit that you talk about. But
And
yeah,
you see how the environment has also changed
but the
because
but the coach
these guys
always
were
set that
they were
culture.
absolutely
The
losers,
coach
bro.
always set that culture of what good is and what he would tolerate and what he wouldn't tolerate.
Yeah, Ten Hag might just
ETH
be
doesn't know
John the
what that is.
Baptist.
He
He
doesn't
might
know
be the
what that
guy
is.
before the guy. I hope he is, because I'm tired of losing. Please, but we digress. We digress. The game of the week in the NFL. Yeah, Sunday night football. Derrick Henry runs for 199 yards as the Ravens rout the previously unbeaten Buffalo Bills 35-10. Yimika, I'll let you start.
No, not a lot to go into this. Like obviously it was a good game from Henry again. Um I think the first run to set the tone was what was good, but I think it was a clearly balanced run and throw situation. And
The first play from the Bills. Did you see the formation? Did you see the I formation? The I
from the Bills or
formation
the Ravens, you mean?
from the Ravens, bro.
You
Like
just said Bills. But
87,
and
87-yard touchdown. 87-yard rushing touchdown. Derrick Henry.
yeah, I mean, again, it was a good setting of the tone in terms of what they were going to do. They were going to um use the run as a decoy for the passing offense, and Lamar was accurate. He was mobile. He was doing what he usually does, and he was doing it pretty well. I think um Allen just showcased that he needed help on his because he had some pretty good drives. There were obviously mistakes that he made, but realistically,
Yeah,
like he was throwing to some regular guys, and as much
for
as
sure.
he still
For
tried
sure.
to push things,
He has lost a lot of weapons over
yeah.
time, like for
But it
sure.
was a good game, good game. Yeah.
For me, I feel like the Ravens currently are my pick for the AFC to come out of the AFC and get to the Super Bowl. Um, yeah, these guys are going to convert me to a Ravens fan if I'm not careful. Like, cause I enjoy watching these guys. Like, and I feel like a lot of their offense is predicated on misdirection. Like, cause you can have you have Lamar obviously, right, getting the ball from center, and you can have Derrick Henry in the backfield or Justice Hill, and then you have Zay Flowers. Like he just kept motioning Zay Flowers or motioning one of his tight ends, like, and you just see situations where like the ball is snapped, defense is following one guy, and you just see one big hole, and like they have the speed, power, everything to just like find the hole. And yeah, shout out to this Picard guy, number 42. Um, yeah, the guy even managed to score a touchdown. Like I think Henry fumbled the ball in the end zone and like the guy just fell on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's like the whole game, like you could see his impact, like in terms of like blocking, creating holes in the defense for like guys to run through and everything. Like, yeah, like it was very impressive. Um yeah. Um they're now what 2-2, right? And yeah, I don't I don't see I don't see a reason why they wouldn't just kick on from here. I think they play the Bengals next, and yeah, the Bengals haven't been great against the run so far this season. So it's hard to see with Ravens don't win that game, right? Yeah, interesting start. That loss snapped a 43 game streak for the Bills where they are not lost by more than 6 points in the regular season. So yeah, I came across that start and just thought it was interesting to put it out there. And final thing for me on this game is the man himself, Derrick Henry. Um, Did you know he had a house in Dallas?
Bro. Sorry, when I
I'm
keep
sorry.
talking about this, like, bro, like you're not no Ravens fan. You're a Dallas fan. You're a
Bro,
Dallas fan. You're a Dallas fan. You're a
I'm not
Dallas
a
fan.
Ravens fan.
You're a Dallas
I
fan.
did
Like,
like
can you actually admit
you
it?
can see my
Can you actually
background, bro.
admit it?
Like that is Colorado right there.
You're a
Like,
Dallas fan. Like,
bro,
why does
this
everything
it,
have to always
it
pivot back
came
to
up. It
Dallas?
I watched
It
Nightcap. I
don't
watched
matter.
Nightcap. Shout out Uncle and Ocho, right?
It is
It
what it
came
is.
up,
It
and I
is what
just
it
felt like
is.
we need to talk about it too. Like, why, why did that guy lie? Why did he lie? Like, why you can't tell me that guy cannot afford Derrick Henry. Like, cause on I think it was on the Stephen A. Smith show when Stephen A. Smith like interviewed Jerry Jones. Like, he's like, um, he felt like there wasn't a deal there to be made, like in terms of costs and everything. Like, really, I don't know. Like,
Bro,
I
again, I
just
don't
thought
know
to put
what
that
I
out
don't
there.
know what the Cowboys cap situation is. If Jerry says you don't want him, Jerry, like, I don't care. I don't care. I actually don't
Anyway,
care.
moving on to CFB,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, very interesting games over the weekend in college football. Number four, Alabama beat number two, Georgia, 41-34 in Kellen DuBois' SEC opener. Whew. Yimika, do you want to kick us off?
I mean, no, I think, yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to kick us off, but it was literally just a game of two halves. Like, Alabama blew out Georgia in the first half. I think it was like 33 or 34 to like 7 or 10. Um, they didn't come as strong in the second half, like a lot of um punts and a lot of incomplete drives,
I
which
feel like
obviously when
football is such a momentum game. By the way, like,
which is again why I keep telling you why I don't call who is about to win 4 games into the NFL. Like, yeah, you can look so good to start, but
bro,
you lose that
I
momentum.
have a lot of friends that bet. This is for them, please.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, betting is as good as tossing a coin at this point in time. It's not even based on who is playing. Um, Nobody would have
I think
told
we
you
should
like,
start doing power rankings. Yeah, maybe we should start doing power rankings.
I mean, that would be good. That would be a good way to cap off our insights on the NFL. See who's moving up and or down. But yeah, the
Yeah,
momentum
so
switched to
tell us
Georgia.
in the comments, guys. Tell us in the comments if you want to start doing power rankings.
Be putting your betting on us. That's like two levels of betting. Your odds might be growing or shrinking. Um, but yeah, the Bama, their quarterback, unreal. Like, I think he's definitely going to be a stud in the league. This
Yo,
number
yeah,
two,
Jalen Muro, Niger boy.
Miro, Williams, also related to Serena Williams, is her cousin, which I found was interesting. Not even like nephew, cousin. So,
Wow. Okay.
um, whoever who her sister gave birth, or I don't even get the yeah. It's probably
It'll be
dad
from their
or
dad now.
mother's or mother's sister's child or something. But anyhow, boy is 17. Finished high school early to enroll into uni. Obviously, must be smart to do that. And then he's now a true freshman, starring for Alabama. That ain't no easy task.
Yeah.
Um, Balled out 170 something yards, 2 touchdowns, and literally like those 2 touchdowns were highlights. I think we might have those videos if we want to show them now.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Um,
show them later.
but yeah, they lost the momentum. Georgia came back. That their quarterback Beck, who is supposed to be a trough, like the number one overall quarterback, I guess against
Yeah, Carson Beck.
She's
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
She's money guy.
We'll get to that.
um,
Don't worry.
Threw a lot of
We'll
picks
get to that.
trying to do superhero. So he definitely showcased a little bit of inconsistency in his play, but realistically, the game they took the lead. 34-33. and then Alabama went ahead and scored the winning touchdown. And um, at the end of the game, the another freshman picked off Beck for I think the third time in the game to end their chances. So it was a really good game, really good game.
Yep. Anyway, you've covered most of it really. Like, I'll just say, Georgia didn't come out ready. Like, they did not come out ready for this game, right? Alabama scored three touchdowns from their first three offensive drives in the first quarter, right? And the game was all about Jalen, Oluwaseun, Isaiah, Miro. He finished the game with 27 of 33 for 374 passing yards, two touchdowns, one interception, and with his legs, 16 carries for 117 yards, two touchdowns. Um,
Context for that interception, it was really the receiver who tapped the ball into another the
Fair, yeah,
defender.
yeah,
So
yeah. Like
yeah,
the tape will show you that like it was kind of like a pass that wasn't complete and was intercepted.
I mean he threw a bad pass because it was behind him, but yeah,
Exactly.
it was not really his.
We
Like he
don't need
threw
to
it in
make
danger.
excuses for the guy. He balled regardless. Like one interception is not going to kill him. Like I mean, his opposite number finished with 27 or 50 passes for 439 yards, three touchdowns, three interceptions. I mean, Dak Prescott in the making. Maybe who knows? Um, eight carries for 9 yards, averaging 1.1 yards per carry. Like he wasn't great with his legs. So um,
He's definitely not a runner.
I'm really happy for killing the ball. Um, it's his first like I mean taking over from Nick Saban, right? Can't be an easy task, right? Like for context, for those who are not very familiar with college football, say, and are more familiar with like actual football, um, that's like someone taking over from Alex Ferguson when he retired, right? Kind of thing. So yeah, um,
For his moist, is he gonna get? Does
bro,
he have the proper structure?
this ain't no more is my guy.
Does he have
this
the proper
this ain't no
structure
this ain't no more is.
to progress?
Well, overall though, I'm not convinced yet that either team has what it takes to go all the way to win a national championship, right? At the moment, but
No,
I
but
mean
Alabama
by
is super
December,
young, super young, super
by
young.
by December, I guess we'll have a clearer clearer picture by December, basically.
An expanded playoff, so should be interesting.
Yep.
Let's check out your boys, please, bro. Let's check out your
Yeah,
boys.
yeah. So my boys, my guys, the Buffs, Colorado Buffs. Um, so Shadow Sanders throws for 290 yards, three touchdowns to lead improved Colorado to a 48-21 route of University of Central Florida, UCF. The Buffs are now 4-1, right? This season, Shador 28 of 35 for 290, three touchdowns, one interception, 89.1 QBR. UCF 20 of 35 for 284, two touchdowns, two interceptions, 24.9 QBR. The UCF quarterback is KJ Jefferson. That guy, I don't know, like it was very curious to me. He's built more like a lineman, like a college quarterback that weighs 250 pounds is, I don't know. I don't think that's very normal. Um,
Bro, you didn't know about who Cam Newton was before.
Sorry.
I said it's like you didn't know who Cam Newton was before.
Yeah, I mean, Cam
Or
Newton
Tim
is like
Tebow.
a giant, right? Like he's tall. This guy, this guy is not like he just seemed like a chubby guy. No offense to
Nah,
chubby
the
people.
guy. I mean, but bro, like that wasn't the reason why they lost. Like you
Of
said, the
course, I'm
Buffs.
not saying like I just thought it was curious. Like they seem like they I say they're a run heavy team. I think like over 70% of their snaps are running plays, right? Um, so that might also be why their quarterback is built like that. But I don't think it helped because in the fourth quarter, the Jefferson guy was looking like hella exhausted. I mean, you can't blame them. Colorado on defense, Chidozie Nwankwo came back into the defensive line. Samuel Okunola as well. Those two guys, shout out to them because they balled out, and like you could see like clear like defensive effort on the part of the Colorado boss. Thank God, because like I remember the game against Nebraska, like that defense was nothing to write home about. But I guess it helps when like you have your leaders back in your defense. The offensive line also like did a lot of good blocking. Like the plays, nothing too flashy, right? I mean, there were some big plays, big explosive plays as well, like during the game, like it's Shador, right? He does that for a living. He make a hate or he like. Yeah. For me, I'll say like with Colorado, like they were 14 points underdogs before the game and ended up winning the game 48-21. Like um they played really well. We can't take anything away from the performance, but um consistency. Like that like last season they started off the season 3-0, right? And ended the season what I think 4-11 or something like that. Um Lost like 7, 8 games in a row. Shador was the most sacked quarterback. If they can if they can find some consistency this season in the Big 12, I think that the Big 12 will be in trouble. You can actually see like if Colorado can find some consistency, right? Like that is the big underlining. I be on the like put it in caps consistency basically. Like that's what I'll say. Like I hope they do well this season, but
The,
I'm really concerned about like if they can find any consistency. Um,
the one thing going for them is at least they're not undefeated, which I think worked against them last season. So
yeah, and I mean it didn't help that they lost Travis Hunter in the game against Colorado State. Too. Like he's a big part of them on offense and defense. Like there was a small injury scare in this last game, but yeah, he was fine after that. And they had basically won the game, so they just brought out their backups to play the rest of the game. Yeah, I think it's time to just move on to the next segment, which is the Heisman Convo. Do you think Travis Hunter is a real contender?
I mean, it would be good to see a non-quarterback win it realistically, but most times it ends up being that. So really depend on how consistent he is throughout the season. Calling out quarterbacks that might be in the contention. We have Archie Manning. Obviously, the guy's been playing well since he's coming as he
Yeah,
started
shout
off
out to
with
that guy,
success.
man. Shout out to that guy. Against
Um,
Mississippi State was great.
we have obviously the guy from Bama who just played well, quarterback
Jalen
Milrose.
Miro.
Cam Ward from University of Miami. He's also been balling out. They are still
Mm-hmm.
undefeated right
Mm-hmm.
now. So there are a couple of contenders, and realistically, we're not going to know much until like we are getting closer to like that college playoff situation where we would have had a good body of work to say like, okay, this person has been consistent. I think Travis Hunter, and I've told you this, Shay, personally, like he's a cornerback who is trying to deceive himself that he can play wide receiver in the league. So
Oh god.
um if he continues to play as well as he has been as a corner, I think he definitely has the edge just because of that offense defense segment. Very bland as a wide receiver, like my
To
boy
use the
said
words of
in
Richard Sherman, right?
very
Don't
very bland
worry.
as a
Don't
receiver. So
worry.
um he would just, I mean, I don't think the expectation is high on that, but get your couple hundred yards, your touchdowns here and there, and He'll be fine. But the last time a receiver really dominated to sort of be in that contentions, like for actually like Heisman, like he's not going to be on that level. So um, I think it's going to be the total or the package coming together rather than one individual situation. But go ahead, tell me your own. I know you're definitely
Yeah, so for me,
Aaron
for
Malcolm.
me, Travis Hunter, like I don't think, I don't think, I don't think there's any limit to what that guy can achieve as a cornerback, right? And as a wide receiver, yes, everybody says he isn't that great. Richard Sherman went as far as saying he's bland. Yimika supported him. That's fine, right? But in the last 3 games, right, Travis Hunter has scored a touchdown and intercepted a pass on defense, right, in each of the last 3 games. Like, I think he has a good shout for the Heisman if Colorado are able to win, like say 9 games this season. Like, I think he'll be in with a good shot. But like, if they don't get, like, if they don't have a winning record and don't get like 9, 10 wins this season, realistically, I don't think he's going to be in contention for the Heisman. But to him being able to play like wide receiver and corner, like playing almost every snap the way he's doing in college, in the NFL, I was listening to Prime Time on Nightcap, and he said something that resonated with me. Like, if you put him in the like bracket of cornerback and you are just playing him on defense, what if what then happens to you as a coach if your wide receivers are not balling on offense? Like, and you have this guy there on the sidelines just waiting. Like, and all the fans know you. This like all the fans know what this guy was doing in college, right? Like,
But again, Shay, that's where I'm trying to explain to you. Like the concept of what he's doing in college is only
and
as
vice
good as
versa too. Like, if you put him as a wide receiver alone and you
he's
don't
not a
play him
wide
on
receiver
defense.
alone. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like he's like you saw what the Williams guy just did as a wide receiver, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
what a wide receiver typically does on a consistent basis. You're scoring 100 plus yards. I mean, you're gaining 100 plus yards. You're getting minimum one touchdown. And that's really not moving the dial. You're like a 2, 3 touchdown kind of guy. You're like, if you're talking elite, you're having games where you had 4 touchdowns in college, 4 or 5 touchdowns in college. That's when your name is ringing and everybody's like, almost like, this guy is like looking like the next guy. This one where he has consistently 100 plus yards, like give or take, like,
So I think other than this last game, like, he has been running,
yes,
receiving at least 100 yards a game.
exactly. But
Right?
that's what I'm trying to say. 100 yard is good. It's like, yeah, you're good. But if you're talking about, yeah, you're elite, you're averaging like a close to 150 because you have like your 250 games, you have your 300-yard games. Like he's not somebody who's going to be able to do that because he's burning energy on both sides of the ball. It's just it's just like he's a human being. He's not a robot. So
Like
as
Ocho,
realistically, what you
Ocho
are
said,
what
Ocho said the guy has to have the endurance of a Kenyan runner for him to be able to play both, man, in the NFL.
nah, it's not going to be able to do
Like,
that. So again, a lot of what
I
he's
I
doing right
just feel
now,
I feel like I don't think he'll be able to play every snap. Like, realistically speaking, I don't think he'll be able to play every snap the way he's doing in college,
and you have
right?
to play
But
based on where.
I feel like there will definitely be like some packages for him on offense where
Sure,
he can play. Like,
sure,
I
sure,
definitely feel that way.
sure. But again, the reason why I keep talking about how he's a corner is because of the plays he makes at corner versus the plays he makes as a wide receiver, right?
Hmm.
He's able to be sort of like a couple yards behind it, switch his hips, dive, catch that ball. make an interception. Like a lot of his interceptions, there are very few cornerbacks that could make it. All his wide receiver catches, there are thousands in college that could make those catches. There's like he's had some good catches. Like
That's why I understand what Richard Sherman was saying, Sha.
yeah,
To be
it's
fair.
not
Like,
even a dig at him. Like realistically, the only reason why we're talking about him is because he's doing it on both sides. So yeah, do it on both sides in college, win yourself a Heisman, but go to the NFL and play, an elite cornerback. Being an elite cornerback is not easy in the NFL. It's not easy at all.
me,
It's
I
the toughest
think
position in the league.
I think money is going to make him choose in the end.
And okay, if it's money, then you go wide out because cornerbacks are not yet as paid as high as wide out.
But as good as I think he can be, just watch, bro.
Okay.
Just watch. Like I definitely feel like he can break 30 million
Okay.
as a
I
corner
mean,
again.
the
Like I
what's it
feel
called
like he
again?
will be that good
The league is definitely setting records, so he's coming in at a good time. So
for sure.
it just has to be consistent.
For sure, man. Anyway, yeah, I don't think we missed anyone else. Yeah, Shador is good, but I, I, I don't like. I don't think that guy has a lot of people in the media that actually like him, right?
No,
Or
if
quote
Buffalo
unquote
is in
are
the
rooting for.
contention, it's going to be based on Travis Hunter. So
Yeah, it's Travis
let's
that's
be real.
coming out of
Let's be real. Let's be
Colorado,
real.
man. Yeah, but yeah, definitely still see him as a first round pick. But that's conversation for another day. Maybe when the draft is getting closer,
Yes, sir.
we'll consider doing like maybe like a mock first round or something. See where people go and stuff. But yeah, I think now we can show the Ryan Williams touchdown catch. Um, bro, bro, this guy like he's a different animal.
And everybody explained that route wasn't great, but his ball, like his ability to track the ball, is how he won. So those are
Yeah,
like the little things that, as a wide receiver, like I mean, like to be honest, Travis has the ball after, like the run after catch ability, but that those little things like tracking the ball, your route running, like being crisp on it, like nah, he's not elite. Sorry, but
I
yeah,
I
appreciate.
still believe you can do it though. Like I can't. I like, bro. Honestly, like he.
Continue believing in him. It's just like how you believe in Ten Hag.
These are two different things. Like, and
No,
I clearly
they're
said
not.
that
They're not.
I don't think he
Articulate
survives this season. I don't think
your
I
general
don't think he
perception in
survives
things
this
in your
season. Like
life.
I've said that clearly. Like
I'm
you
the
have to
realist.
understand with Ten
You're
Hag
the
that
dreamer.
I'm still a fan, right? Like I want my team to do well. There's no way United succeeds this season
We're,
if Ten Hag is bad.
we're going to actually have to pen this discussion for next
We
time
have like we dropped it.
because because my boy Kai has put already one into the back of the net. So
Did you just check
gotta
that?
go,
I got that
gotta go,
notification like 10 years ago.
gotta go see what's going on because I love you guys. Please, thank you, subscribe. But
Thank you
again,
guys. Thank you guys for keeping up
diehard
with our
diehard
plans.
Arsenal fan. We need to make sure that we're doing the business to
You guys will
PSG.
beat PSG now.
No, but
Like
I need to see it. I need to see it because it makes me happy.
it's all
Maybe you
good.
watching
We are
your
done.
watching
We've come to the
watching your
end of the show. We've
watching your
come
Ten
to the
Hag
end
does
of the
it does it
But
make you
on
happy?
Thursday, don't worry,
It
we are
makes me
going to
happy.
Porto.
It
On
makes me
Thursday,
happy.
we'll be there. We'll be there with them in Porto. We'll be there. Hopefully, we
is
don't
that
lose again.
is that the nail in the coffin?
We'll be there. It might be Villa. People believe it's Villa. Like you take the L against take
Dur-
Spurs. Like it was
rant.
this week Spurs L, Porto L, Villa L, and like
So maybe
yeah,
next week we might be talking about ETH
potential
actually
new
out.
coaches. Maybe Potter to come in
Joke.
Southgate.
Jokes. Now Rude would be definitely a good interim, to be honest. So I definitely think that was the play because Rude, like coming in as an assistant when he was a
Honestly,
head
I
coach, did
don't
not
hate
make
it.
sense.
If he makes the players respond, I
No,
don't hate it.
he'll
I
be
like
ruthless because that's one of the things
if
that he
he
was
gets the
when he
players to
played.
respond, yeah, I wouldn't hate it. Like I just need, like I know these guys can do better than this man. Like, and if it takes cutting the manager for it to happen, please, I'm all for it. Please. Eh,
But yeah, appreciate you guys again. Definitely put in your comments and feedback on things that you'd like to throw us your red flags. Like we want you guys to throw red flags in there, like stuff
yes,
that you
call me out. I know
disagree.
I said a lot of nonsense about
Yeah,
Man U.
no, definitely call him out.
I
Definitely
know
call him
you
out.
do agree,
I know,
but
like I'm building
I know
myself as the good guy in this show, and that's the villain. So this the villain. I mean this way.
you don't
So
mean it.
please,
You don't mean it.
please throw all your red flags in there. I'll definitely throw my comments back at it to let you guys know, like I'm appreciating the flags, because you're calling out the bullshit that's be coming out of this
Oh
guy
yeah,
right
and there
here.
was a comment about why I don't have an NBA team in my background. Next week we're definitely having an NBA segment, so just stay tuned.
NBA
Whoever
season is
answers
back. It's
questions.
coming back.
What?
I said the NBA season is coming back,
Yeah,
so
for
yeah,
sure, man. For
we
sure,
gotta
for
start
sure,
gearing up.
for sure.
Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed week. Catch you guys again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, next week for sure, guys. Bye.
Bye.